So, how many of you have heard of the 5 white gifts before? So the 5 white gifts essentially are flour, sugar, salt, lard, and white milk, cow's milk. We have this teaching here by one of our elders that shared this with us quite a while ago, actually. It's so important because a lot of the processed and packaged foods that we're consuming today are comprised of these ingredients. Okay, we don't call these foods. We do not call these foods because they are not foods. They are ingredients that can actually prepare other things, such as the popular fry bread, the basis for Indian tacos, Indian cookies, Indian donuts. And anybody that's Haudenosaunee can relate to that. Sometimes not even. I know that the Indian tacos are very common in many of our communities, but in my community we call it Indian donuts and Indian cookies. They're made from flour, sugar, a dash of salt, and deep fried. So these are not our indigenous foods, contrary to what we've sort of somewhat been raised to believe. And it's no fault of ours, really. But again, we have that responsibility to uncover that, find out where that came from and why we adopted it. And it's not to criticize or judge anyone that utilizes these ingredients, because again, I understand sometimes they're convenient, but we need to be aware how they impact our health. So foods that are very high in these ingredients do contribute to weight gain, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, those various things that we're dealing with in our communities with regards to illnesses and various conditions. So be aware that when you find those foods in packages and plastic wrappers and whatever the case may be, use that critical thinking, because you're able to do that. Okay, you're able to do that. It's something that you were given. And these items were actually delivered to various reservations and First Nations territories, I'd say around the 30s or 40s, I believe, is what we've been told. And they were delivered as rations, because at that point in time, with our communities being displaced onto reservations from their original ancestral homelands, they were then delivered these ingredients to prepare other foods, which, as we know, haven't been good for us in a very big way. So these foods have actually been harmful to us. We're going to just put it very simply. They've been harmful to us. And again, it's not to judge people who choose to drink cow's milk, but as Indigenous people, we never had cow's milk. As we know, it's very high in lactose, and many of our people are lactose intolerant. Okay? As Indigenous people, we only had our mother's milk. So, being aware of foods that contain a high amount of these ingredients is extra important. Because if we want to take real control of our health and wellness and steer ourselves in a good direction, we really need to pay attention. We really need to pay attention. Look at those labels, look at the packages, and wherever you can, eat real food. Food that is whole, food that comes from the earth. Okay? So I have one of these for you all as well. So hopefully this is something you can put on your refrigerator as a nice visual reminder too. Okay?